What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. In just about 2 weeks, Vic Mensa will release his debut album titled The Autobiography. This month must be like short notice month because it seems like everybody has been announcing their albums within like 2 to 3 weeks. You had Tyler the Creator announce his 4th album. Meek Mill just announced his album is coming out next week. So it's like very little warning is going into these albums that are coming out. And I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. I mean, when you really think about it, is someone like Vic Mensa going to benefit from a longer campaign, or is it best to get in all the hype right now? Unless Vic Mensa has a hit single, I don't think it would benefit him in the long run. And so today, the album cover and track listing came out. I like the cover. In an era where a lot of covers have disappointed me this year and last year, I feel like Vic Mensa's is perfect. It's just him sitting on the floor with a bunch, and I mean a bunch, of balled up notebook paper. Presumably to represent all the rhymes that he's tried to write and, you know, the journey that it took to get to this point. What I also like about the cover is if I were to examine it even more, I'm sure there's other little things like there's a banner that says 47th Street, which is where he grew up in Chicago. And there's a lot more that you can probably like dive into and see. Like there's a bunch of things that are a bunch of sticky notes on the refrigerator, and I haven't even, you know, zoomed in to see everything there. But now let's talk about this track listing. So Vic Mensa is giving us 15 songs. Now, the big disappointment here, and maybe not necessarily a disappointment, but the way I look at it kind of is that 3 out of the 4 songs that were on the manuscript are on this album. And I think it's good in the long run because these are quality songs. He chose Rollin Like a Stoner, OMG with Pusha T, and Rage. And Rage was the one that I said in my review should make the album because that record right there is just amazing, incredible. But I get why he decided to have these songs on the album. It's the autobiography, and these are very personal records. But at the same time, it kind of negates the necessity of putting out that EP. What was the point of the manuscript if 3 out of the 4 songs were just going to be on the album? But aside from that, I'm really expecting some big things from this album. I hold Vic Mensa on a high note because I know that he is capable of creating an extraordinary debut album. And what better than to tell your story? So on this album, to help him tell his story, he's recruited the likes of The Dream, Pharrell, Dolla, Chief Keef, Joey Purp. There's even a record with Weezer on here. Now that is a combination that I'm scratching my head at it just off of reading it, but who knows, it might turn out to be a good song. The biggest reason why I'm looking forward to the autobiography is because I know it's going to be real personal for Vic Mensa. He's going to tell his story. He's going to talk about Chicago, where he grew up, what he's seen, and he's going to talk about things going on in the world. That's just the type of artist that Vic Mensa has developed into. Usually when I look at like track titles just in the track listing, I don't really get too excited for them. It's like a lot of the songs, they just, I think what it is that a lot of albums don't follow a concept. And so it's like you're looking at these songs and it's just like, okay, the song title sounds promising, but it really doesn't do anything for me. Whereas I'm looking at the autobiography track listing and getting excited because I know that Vic is following a concept. He's going to tell his story. And I'm interested to hear like all these different songs. I mean, there's a record called Memories on 47th Street. There's Homewrecker, a record called Gorgeous, which features Sid. I forgot to mention her earlier, but that is going to be a good collaboration. I really liked Sid's album earlier this year, and I think that they will sound good together. There's a record called Heaven on Earth. There's Down for Some Ignorance, in parentheses, Ghetto Lullaby. And that's the record that has Chief Keef and Joey Purp. So I'm expecting like some real, like maybe like some drill music. I don't know if Vic is gonna go that way, but it seems like it could be that possibility. But it's definitely gonna be a song that represents Chicago, like that sound, that vibe to it. There's another one called Coffee and Cigarettes. There's The Fire Next Time, We Could Be Free, and then of course Rage is on there. So I'm looking at these track listings or these track titles and I'm just getting excited. One last thing to note that's kind of unrelated to the track listing. I like that Vic Mensa is trying to create an experience. So for a few lucky fans that were able to find him locally in a bookstore, they've been able to listen to the album in advance, like the full album. I think that creates an experience. And while it won't impact a whole bunch, it's not going to impact Vic's entire fan base. I think it's a cool idea to give certain fans that can go there like that opportunity to hear it. It creates a memory that they'll never forget. And more than likely, Vic was there with them, so they got to meet Vic in the process. I always like when artists do things like that. And playing your album for fans in advance is not a new concept or idea, but I like that Vic is doing it, and it always makes sense. It always helps to connect with your fans on like a personal level. The Autobiography is coming out on July 28th, and it can't arrive any faster. I think out of everything that we've gotten in July, this might be my most anticipated album over Tyler, over Meek Mill, over French Montana, over everybody. I hold Vic to that high standard, and I know in my heart that he is going to deliver with this album. So I will include the track listing in the description section so you can check that out. Let me know what songs you're looking forward to, what collaborations you think will stand out. Talk to me in the comment section below, and then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at @SermonsDomain, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.